What? Come on, baby. Hug that wall. Oh God, there's another one? Don't do it. Got your gun. Oh, come on, reload that gun. Oh, thank God. Alright, T-54. Oh, shit. Oh! Come on. Oh, thank God. Oh, come on. How many of you does it take? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another War Thunder video. So I've been wanting to show something that wasn't a premium tank. And I had to dig through the archives because, frankly, almost everything I've been using is a premium tank. Except for a couple of very high-tiered tanks, like the Leopard 2A4. I've been using a lot of premium tanks because I'm trying to grind some lions. Higher tiers, it's a real struggle to get silver lions. The T95 is, excuse me, the T95E1, which is not to be confused with that fat, slow monstrosity that sits at 6.7. This thing is at 8.0. It's been in the game for quite a while, and it's basically been dismissed ever since it was released. There was some initial excitement about it because it had APF SDS as a stock shell, but the more people looked at it, they noticed what it's lacking. It lacks a stabilizer, and at battle rating 8.0, that's kind of a big deal. The thing is, it's not a deal breaker in my opinion. It just means you may have to change the way you play. You may have to play a little bit slower. You may have to snipe a little bit more. You just can't run around like a chicken with its head cut off. So I'm taking slow, deliberate movements. That was a nasty little shot. Constantly looking around. I know there's something down in the water in front of me, but I can't go after him just yet because there's another tank to my immediate right. It's a Leopard. I don't ordinarily play this area of the map. Frankly, this is not a favorite map of mine, Normandy. It's just not easy to see us on sometimes. I was actually surprised that the Leopard didn't shoot at me. He's focused in the air at the helicopter. Okay, so I'll just push him. Well, I could if I was a little bit faster, and I couldn't. And I could avoid that hill. Or take out the breach, as well as a couple crew members. And he retreats. You see the bounciness of the gun is just caused that to aim a little bit higher than I would have liked, and he's able to use his reverse speed and get out of here. Push up, looking for anything else, and it turns out this heavy tank to my left is still alive. I thought he died, but that's okay. I can finish that guy off. IS-6 for my third kill. Now, where's this Leopard? Follow the tracks, and you can actually see the tracks still lead straight away, but I'm just looking around me, because I don't want a tunnel vision on this guy. See, there's a guy right here on the Alpha, or near it. Put a shot in him really low. If I had taken just an extra 2 seconds to let the gun stabilize, I could have finished him off in one shot. Instead, all I get is a track and his gunner. Push up, looking to get this Leopard, and I see him, but he sees me. I got two very tall antennas. There's no way he would not see me approach him, especially with him using binoculars. So I'm just waiting for my ally to my left to catch up to me. I want one of us to act as a distraction. I don't mind being the distraction if I can, but I don't want to be the distraction if he's got his gun pointed at me, if that makes any sense. So the STB pushes up, which is great because he'll force the Leopard to change targets. Come on, STB. There we go. Now to push him. There we go. Nice work, and actually we bounced a shell there. That's actually a good demonstration of the armor on the T95E1. It's actually reasonably good. The hull is well angled. The turret is not particularly well armored in terms of thickness. It's actually got some really nasty curvature. So if you cover your turret with a bush of some sort, you can make it so that any shot with APCBC shells, you know, if it's just a little bit off, too high or too low, it'll just bounce off. EATX and APFSDS, on the other hand, tend to go through it pretty easily. I know, I'm actually scared of a ZSU-37, right? Truth is, I didn't even realize what the heck I was shooting at initially. So I didn't want to be overly aggressive against something I didn't know what the hell it was. Just pushing in. We got all 3 caps, so we're doing was obviously the next step, and that is push the spawn, right? That's what we always do. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Slow freaking elevation of the gun there. But you can see there's a bush up there. He's getting shot. Tank to my left, all the way down the road. There we go. Object 120, doing Object 120 things. Just camping on the back. There's also, you see the hull of something. Can't tell what it is, but this guy just pokes out. Support T-54 just gets absolutely shredded by the APFSDS shell. I would eventually die pushing that spawn. I didn't think that one of those tanks had enough gun depression, and I ended up getting shot after I misplaced one of my shots, and mistakes were made. Let's just put it that way. Our second battle, we were on Middle East, and I've decided to take a similar approach and get in here to defend this side of the cap. Shoot anything that crosses this road. So the smoke makes it a little bit more challenging, so I just have to wait for the smoke to clear. Sure enough, there's something on the cap. Object 120. Pretty easy to kill that thing. We still managed to cap it, so there's something else on the cap. What do you say we go investigate? Up top, there's a tank. I see he's shot. T-54. Take him out. And just play it cool. Just wait for it to reload. The reload isn't fantastic on this thing. I don't recall the reload rate offhand, but it's not bad. It's kind of average, I think. But I'm not going for the cap itself. I'm going for kills. There's this guy just sitting here, on fire. Kind of a steal kill, I think, because I think that guy would have had him, but as it turns out, his gun breach wasn't out, so to me, he was a threat. Allies are on Alpha, so just push it on through. I was actually surprised in this battle how little resistance we had, at least on the flank. I'm noticing more and more on this map when it's single cap, people tend to focus on the cap itself more often than not, and to me, you're setting yourself up for problems, especially if you're in a lightly armored tank like the first one that I shot, which was the Object 120. If you're racing the cap with an Object 120, you're really making yourself incredibly vulnerable. And if your flanks aren't covered like their flanks weren't, it allowed me a rather easy kill on him. He relied too much on that smoke from, I assume, one of his allies. And the Soviets have a lot of similarly to thinly armored tanks, like the BMP-1 and 2, as well as the Object 906, just to name a few, all in that similar tier. Although most of the vehicles that I personally have encountered are pretty well armored vehicles, like the T-54 and the IS-3s. However, we're not quite done yet. There's one more guy, at least one more, that we're going to find. And he's actually all the way in the back of the map here. Well, almost on the back of the map. An IS-4. You don't see too many of these anymore. These are kind of relics of the game. This guy just sitting here, minding his own business. And you know, to his credit, he had a nice little ambush set up, but because the noise of the airplane and the helicopter, I don't think he could hear my engine approaching. I mean, when you hear that, I mean, the last thing you're gonna expect to be able to hear is a tank engine. And it's not like this thing is as loud or as obnoxious as the turbine engines that you see at top tier, which had that high-pitched kind of a whine sound. But yeah, this sort of playstyle, that kind of a slow crawling style, I think it works really well with the T95E1. The lack of a stabilizer, it obviously hurts the tank, but it does not make the tank obsolete by any means. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. In fact, it actually helps America complete a pretty good lineup. At battle rating 7.7, 8.0, 8.3, the US has a pretty good potential lineup of tanks and aircraft. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that thumbs up button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Take care, guys.